Hi everyone, welcome to the Fearless Energy Update for Sunday, 11/29 to Saturday, 12/5, So we have a really interesting week coming up. We have the Gemini full moon eclipse that's happening, and that's going to be really a nice time to release things. We'll get into that. Mercury is shifting into Sagittarius, and we have a grand water trine happening with the moon in Cancer. So real quick, I do have 20% off for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, holiday specials. If you use the code HOLIDAY2020 on my website, there are some exclusions to that, but most of the tarot readings and the astrology readings and the Reiki sessions are available. The only ones that are not available, the 2021 forecast readings, which are available to purchase, but they're not in the 20% off holiday special. Those are excluded, and the manifesting workshop is excluded, and the 20-minute Reiki session excluded. But everything else is up for 20% off. So go over to my website if you'd like to get a reading. There are also gift certificates available if you'd like to get a gift for someone you love for their birthday or for the holidays that are coming up. What else? Yep, that's it. The workshop is on the 14th. If you missed the last manifesting workshop, we're doing another one on December 14th, which is the day of the solar eclipse in Sagittarius. And so that's going to be really interesting, fun time. It's going to be Monday evening. So if you weren't able to come to the last one, that one will be, it's so fun. And it's really like the manifesting workshop isn't just about like how to make you manifest the things that you really want in your life. It's genuinely to show you how to feel better about existence and about like just feeling better, and tools and tips to make you feel better, because when we're manifesting life, we don't want to be miserable. Like, why would you want to manifest more misery? So this workshop, it was really fun to put together, and the last time we did it was really fun. So I hope to see you guys there. All right, so Sunday, the 29th, the sun will be in conjunct Uranus, and we also have Neptune stationing direct. And so to me, this is going to be very illogical. It'll be a really illogical kind of day. You may feel like you're not really thinking before you act on anything. So be very careful tomorrow when you are, like if you're going out shopping or anything. Like right now isn't really a time to let down your guard. And tomorrow could be a pretty reckless day, especially with Neptune going direct. With Neptune going direct, our imaginations, like the veil, starts to get thick again. It's more of, when Neptune is retrograde reality, it's easier to see things in reality. And as we get closer to the holiday, as we get closer to Christmas and just the colder weather and everybody going out and holiday shopping and all of that stuff, I feel like people are going to be less safe than they probably should be, even with all the warnings and stuff and how everything is going down. I still feel like people are just going to be out there doing their thing and shopping and doing whatever. And tomorrow might be one of those days where people just like don't really pay attention to what they're doing. Be really careful when you're driving. Just think before you act. Like, it's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those days that's just chaos. Monday, the 30th, on Monday, that is the day of the lunar eclipse, and it will happen at 4:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to plan on doing a ritual for the eclipse, like I'm not even doing rituals for the eclipses in my memberships. We're going to be doing meditations and sort of like releasing energy. But if you're planning on doing any kind of ritual for any of these eclipses that are coming up, make sure they're releasing rituals. Make sure you're wanting to release things out of your life that are no longer serving you instead of trying to bring new things in. just because of the way the energy is and the way everything is working right now, trying to call in like a soulmate or call in something, you could be really doing it from an egoic standpoint and not necessarily for your best and highest good. So just be very careful. This eclipse is really activating the divine feminine, and the divine feminine energy isn't just about men and women. Like, it's not like divine feminine energy comes in all shapes and sizes. We all hold it, right? And it's more about the creative, intuitive, flowing process, where versus the masculine energy is more about the logical and everything has to go a certain way and very planned out and more grounded approach. But this energy is helping our creative process. It's helping us really open up to things that probably we wouldn't have opened up for in the past. So really pay attention to the things that are falling away right now. If things are being removed from your life, consider that you being protected by the universe. Yes, it's a really sad thing when we have to let go of stuff. Yes, it can be a very painful process if it was like a relationship or if you lose your job or something like that. But just remember that if it's not for you, the universe is removing it from your life, and these eclipses help us do that, right? And it helps us to get on track to the direction we're supposed to be going on and the journey that we're supposed to be doing. So really remind yourself to be in your truth. Mercury is also sextiling Saturn tomorrow. So anything that we're planning on doing, we need to make sure that we are making the plan so that it's like a long-term effort. Anything that involves Saturn, and we've really learned that this year in a big way, anything that involves Saturn is like, if it's worth it, it'll take time for it to grow and for it to blossom. So being very patient. Patient is a really big word for this week. You might not be as patient as you want to be, but really trying to stay patient is going to be for your benefit more than anything. Tuesday on the 1st of December, can you believe it? We finally made it to the last month of 2020. Like, Mercury moves into Sagittarius early in the morning. So this kind of kicks off 3 weeks of really feeling very optimistic, feeling a lot of confidence in the way that you are thinking, in your thought process, in the planning process, in the talking process. You may find yourself in really deep philosophical discussions. Mercury in Sagittarius knows what they want, and they go for what they want. So a lot of open-minded discussions and open-minded topics will probably come up during this time. A lot of really fast-paced energy comes with Mercury in Sagittarius as well. Wednesday, the moon shifts from Gemini into Cancer, where it's going to square off with Chiron. And that, I mean, this happens every time the moon is in Capricorn or the moon is in Cancer. It has a square to Chiron. So we have this 2 times a month. And if you really pay attention to when the moon is squaring Chiron, those emotional triggers that come up for you, and kind of take note of it and recognize what they are or recognize how they present themselves, that might be a transit and a shift that you can begin to grow and evolve from. A lot of times I find that there's an emotional, or like the way that I'm presenting myself into the world, or emotional relationship response when it comes to that squaring off, that Cancer squaring Chiron. And so really pay attention to your emotional maturity or your emotional instability on Wednesday. Triggers can come up. Thursday, we have the moon in Cancer. This is the day of the grand water trine. So, and it's not going to be exact, but it's going to be within 2 degrees of each other, I believe. So the moon in Cancer will be trining Neptune and trining Venus. And there's a really big focus here on empathy. Like, you'll probably find yourself kind of tapping into other people's emotions, other people's intuition. You'll highly psychic day, and just kind of allowing yourself to flow through the creative process. The moon is also going to be squaring Mars, which could be scary. So erratic emotions can also be possible there, like the things that you realized with the trigger to Chiron may start to actually come out, since Mars is the planet of action and it's actually moving forward from that 15-degree station. It's now at 16 degrees, thank God. Like, that station of Mars was so painful. It was like, could we just start moving forward again? Like, this is, like, it was almost worse than it being in retrograde, that station on 15 degrees. But really allowing yourself to vibe within your own energy, paying attention to your own triggers, becoming super self-aware. This is a time, with all of this extra energy that's going on around us, this is really a time for you to tap into your awareness and find out, be aware of your bullshit. Be aware of the things that you need to be honest with yourself about, and moving in different ways and moving in different directions, and focus on empathy and focus on making plans. Journal, do a lot of journaling. I always find, because I don't have a lot of water in my chart, I always find that I am extra dehydrated during really big water transits. So if you're anything like me, where you're mostly like fire or mostly earth, or mostly air, then drink lots and lots of water, because that dehydration can make you exhausted, and exhaustion makes you irritable, and irritability makes you get triggered. You see how that goes? So pay attention to what your body is telling you for sure during that time, because we are mostly made up of water, and when we have big water trines like that, our emotions, our body is also psychic, and it's trying to tell us things. So Friday we have, so later on Thursday, the moon will be opposite Pluto and Jupiter. And I think that that's just sort of a, when we have a, when we have a moon opposition. Oh, I thought this was open already. I guess not. When we have a moon opposition, it's like a full moon effect. So really paying attention to how you're regenerating yourself, how you're emotional. Like, this whole week is really about emotional maturity. Where like last week we focused on the feminine, this week we're really focusing on the feminine energy and the emotional maturity of it, and creating safe spaces for ourselves to be able to journey forward. It's been very hard to find safe spaces for ourselves this year. So when we're only relying on ourselves to create that safe space, then we can attract other energies into that safe space. But you have to start with yourself, right? And I think this week is really showing us where like the vibration that we have with other people isn't necessarily for us anymore. Like, things are shifting in really big ways when it comes to friends, when it comes to siblings, when it comes to family members, when it comes to people that you may not even know very well, but you vibe on a different, you have a better relationship with people that you don't even know very well, or you've never even met in real life, than you do with people that you've known for 20 years in your physical life. So things like that are really coming to the forefront and showing up in really big ways for us right now. So super pay attention to that. Moon in Cancer on Friday. The moon is in Cancer opposite Saturn before it shifts to Leo. And that moon in Cancer opposite Saturn is that emotional maturity. Like, are you, are you being super honest and learning the lessons about where your triggers are, where your emotions and can like fly off the handle or be created? But again, with that moon in Cancer, this is this last time that the moon in Cancer will be opposing Saturn and Jupiter in Capricorn, because the next transits that we have, it will be in Aquarius. The next moon transit that we have, it'll be in Aquarius. So the opposition will be in Leo, so instead of Cancer. So this is that emotional reset. You know, the moon rules the sign of Cancer. And it's really about home and family, and knowing that home and family doesn't necessarily equal blood relation. You see where I'm coming from when I say, like, recognizing the relationships that you have molded and created with other people that may not necessarily be the same thing that you would have molded and created years ago or even last year. So this shift to Leo, the moon shifting to Leo on Friday, it's going to be squaring Uranus and trining Chiron. And this may have some emotional instability, insecurity. Could be insecure also. But I think that this one is different because it's almost like, how are you valuing self? How are you valuing yourself? That emotional instability may not be triggered from an outside source, because Leo is the sun, right? Leo is the heart. Leo is, where are we coming from when it comes to our own center? And recognizing that strength and that courage and how you've changed, right? Uranus is about innovation and change. So that square to Uranus and the trine to Chiron is really showing you a lot of emotional core wounds and bringing that out to the surface so that you can create a lasting relationship with yourself. Interestingly different, right? So then we get to Saturday, which is the 5th. Venus is in conjunct Mars. In conjunction is where it's 5 houses away from each other. So Venus is in conjunct Mars, and it's a difficult relationship. And this is, and then the moon is also trining Mars. So you really may find yourself wanting to this is like the people pleasing effect. I would even actually say like Captain Save-A-Ho. One of the members on my channel actually likes to use that phrase quite often about herself. And she's like, I've recognized when the Captain Save-A-Ho is activated. And I feel like Saturday is going to be that day. It's like you really want to make sure that you're pleasing other people. And so this is like one of those days where you sort of want to rein yourself in and pull yourself back into who you are, and not like overextend your energy to people that really just don't give a shit. And that's the problem, is you want to overextend your energy to people who act like they don't give a shit because you want them to give a shit. And it's like, stop trying to force people to care. Stop trying to force people to like you. And this can be like really chasing an idea or an ideal about someone, something, and it's like zero opportunity for you to get there. So finding that clarity within your own truth and within your own vision, so you're not overextending your energy to other people, you're not over exaggerating the things that you need to do for them, that's going to be really helpful to remember for Saturday. You could even put yourself in positions that are just extremely uncomfortable because you don't want to rock the boat, you know, like going to family. Maybe you decided to do the family gathering next weekend instead of this last week, or maybe you have gatherings to go to and you just genuinely don't want to do it, but you end up doing it anyways because everybody expects it from you. That's that kind of energy, that Venus in conjunct Mars. So really sit in your truth, sit in your clarity. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Let's get to the cards. Make sure they're upright. Okay. Ooh, I like it. I like that the Strength card was the first one that came out. I need to move my notebook. Okay, so we have the Strength card first out. So finding that inner strength this week and it's like a resolve almost. You're trying to really find that resolve within yourself and building the relationships that you have around you based on an alignment with yourself and not out of force. Ooh. Some of you are really focused on a connection. Could be a connection that is at a distance. And I think that like those connections that are aligned with our journeys are only getting stronger. Like it's not like you can, it's very easy to tell who is for you on your journey and who's against you on your journey just by the way that you guys interact with each other. It's a lot easier to create tension when you are trying to force something to happen. This feels like kind of an aha moment sort of week. The releasing that's happening with that lunar eclipse is going to be really, really big when it comes to divine partnerships also, because where the north node, that we have the Gemini north node, right? So this is the Gemini full moon and we have the Gemini north node. The next one is Sagittarius. So we're on the north node axis right now with these eclipses. And so it's very in tune to fate, to like destined things happening. And so we have the Strength card, and this feels like a very destined week, especially when it comes to relationships. There's that Gemini energy with the Lovers. Whew. 2 of Cups, strong. 3 of Wands, and the Tower. And this Tower energy, it's so funny because the Tower has been coming up quite a bit lately in readings, especially in the membership readings that we do, because I do try to do daily readings. This week was different, and I explain why in actually one of the membership videos. So if you're not a part of the members, we would love for you to be a part of the membership of the channel. It's so much fun. We really have a good time with each other over there. But the Tower's been coming up quite a bit for collective energy because a lot of people are recognizing that they can no longer, it's funny, it's like all of 2020 we've been seeing how we can no longer go back. We can no longer go backwards. We can no longer go back into the past. We have to move forward into the future and create from a better place, a better existence, right? And people still don't get it. It feels, because, you know, a lot of times we don't want to let go of those things that we are quote unquote comfortable with, or, you know, we stay in a place of stagnancy because that's all we know. And that's how we feel our comfort zone is, right? And this time, it's not about that. This week is about really shaking things up in your life and taking charge of your own emotional maturity. So I have the Emperor on the Strength card. And honestly, the Emperor, you know, this is being in control of the energy and how things work out. And the way that you're in control of the energy and how things work out is through complete surrender. I know that's a really weird, like, way to think of it, but it really is. Like, the second that you decide to surrender and get into alignment with your journey, and this is one of the things that we talk about in that Manifesting 101 workshop, where, like, the second that you surrender and you align to your path and you align to your journey, everything starts to fall into place. Everything is attracted to you. It's like not even a question anymore about where all the stuff is coming from, because it just sort of like falls right into your lap. So let's see what this Lovers is, this full alignment. Ooh, oh, yep. See, and that's where the surrender is. That is insane. The Wheel of Fortune and the Fool on the Lovers. Okay. So you shifted this energy. You created the shift. And now all you have to do is surrender to the shift. With the Fool. The Fool is total surrender. Taking a risk no matter what is there that you are jumping off that cliff for. But it's also about divine timing. So for those of you that are just starting this journey of finding, your own personal alignment and recognizing that the relationships that you have interacted with all your life are not aligned to your actual purpose and your actual journey. And you have to now look at things in a different way and shift your perspective and create from a different type of energy. For those of you that are just now recognizing that it may take a while for you to get fully into alignment with yourself before that person with the full cup who is already whole shows up for you. Because that's really what the Two of Cups is. It's two individuals with full cups coming together and then creating, that's that. See the infinity DNA strand, right? So it's two individuals that have the whole cup, right? The full cup. And then they're coming together and divine feminine energy at its finest. And that's really the thing, is tapping not just into the feminine or into the masculine, but tapping into both within yourself, right? So the Queen of Pentacles on the Two of Cups. So some of you are finding your person this week within all of this fated, destined energy. Three of Wands, or recognizing your person. I don't really like to use the word find because I feel like we're not really lost to begin with. But it's more of like a recognition, like, oh, I get it now. That makes a lot more sense than what, so-and-so did in the past or whatever. Three of Wands. So there's definitely a future outlook with the Three of Wands. There's a lot of new joy and happiness that feels very, and this, obviously this isn't going to resonate with everybody, but if this is something that is resonating with you, really make sure with that Ten of Cups that you're not creating an illusion within your mind. And usually you won't. If you're fully in that aligned process or fully in alignment with yourself and you have that emotional maturity and you're feeling really, really whole within yourself, you can look into that future and not be attached to what that Ten of Cups represents. But that Ten of Cups is the ultimate happiness, right? And I think that that's what a lot of people are searching for right now. I don't want you to search for that outside of yourself. I think searching for that within yourself first, that ultimate happiness, that's where this Two of Cups comes from. You find your own Ten of Cups and you fill up your own cup there, and then you dream bigger. And I'm really curious to see what the Tower is, because it's pretty amusing that the Tower is here. Okay. Within all of this really great alignment energy and shifting and surrendering. Oh, yeah. There are some things. Oh, good. Okay. So we have 3 tens here now with the Tower. The Ten of Cups with the Three of Wands. We have the Ten of Swords with the Tower. Man, and I almost want to say, because that Ten of Swords can be 2 different things, and the Ten of Swords can be going to the worst possible case scenario. And a lot of times when we will do that, like that is a natural human behavior to do, that when you feel like you have something to lose, like, that's why a lot of people don't go for their blessings. That's why a lot of people don't go for the things that they want in life, because it's like, why would I want to have something that could potentially hurt me if I lose it? Right? That Ten of Swords is going to the worst possible case scenario. But what if I lose it? Don't do that to yourself. The Ten of Swords is also saying that the worst is over. You've already been through the shit. We're coming up into a time where things will start to get a little bit easier. I know that's a little bit difficult to see right now, but more than anything, we had to have a total reset, whether that was in your own personal life, whether it was in the collective energy. But this is about coming together. And we'll talk about in the memberships, I'm going to be probably doing the Saturn shifting into, from Capricorn to Aquarius video. I'll be doing a Jupiter going into Capricorn or Aquarius, from Capricorn to Aquarius video. So we're going to get a little bit more further in depth about what this transit and what these things and what the big Jupiter Saturn conjunction is going to do for us in Aquarius. I've been saying Capricorn for so long, it's weird to say it at Aquarius. Okay. But reminding yourself that the best kind of evolution is when you recognize all of that bullshit, all of that stuff that you hung on to for so long was not for you. It wasn't about your journey. And that's why it had to be removed. And so as we move into and go through this shift, it'll be difficult. There will be times that you're going to be triggered. There are going to be times when things have to be removed so that you can make room for the good stuff, so you can make room for the aligned things that need to fall into your life. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, and here is the Divine Feminine at her finest. So really creating a long-term stable commitment for yourself. And then you become that beacon of light that everybody's just attracted to. And then you can commit even further to somebody else or to other people. Whatever that means for you. But really getting, oh, my voice just cracked. Really getting grounded within that Divine Feminine energy, Queen of Pentacles. That is what's going to bring, all of that stuff that you've been wondering, like, when is it going to happen? Where is it? How is this going to happen? Right? And aligning yourself to your own journey and your own purpose without even thinking about what other people are doing or where other people are on their journey or pushing other people through, right? You got to let them do it on their own. So pay attention to that. And great. I mean, this is a really great reading. It is a very destined week. I hope you guys are all doing really, really well, and hope to see you over in the memberships. And I will see you guys for the rest of the December readings as they come up. Bye.